So we were reading 6.25. Shanaihi Shanaihi Uparamet. Shanaihi Shanaihi Uparamet. Buddhiya dhriti grihitaya. Atma samstham manakritva na kinchidapi chintayet. So, very nice word. The word is Shanaihi Shanaihi. So, spiritual knowledge happens incrementally. So, and incrementally, as in, it is not possible to make, for most people, one should not expect that today I am in position X with certain contamination and immediately it will all go away. So one should not expect utopian ideals in his life. So say Krishna is using the word Shanaihi Shanaihi. Gradually, I think in elsewhere also, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Srila Rupa Goswami Pad mentions the same thing. Right? Gradually, Kramena, right? Kramena Praliyate. Vishnu Bhakti Ratatmanam. So the thing is, Vishnu Bhakti Ratatmanam, anyone who is attached to Vishnu, you are simply by being attached to Vishnu, Vishnu Bhakti Ratatmanam, this is Rati for Vishnu, success is guaranteed. Right? Anyone who is on this call, success is guaranteed, 100%. Because as soon as we are attached to Krishna, our karma books are beginning to get closed. As soon as we develop an interest for Vishnu, for his name, for his form, for his qualities, his existence, his glory, and trust. So any attraction we have for Vishnu Bhakti Ratatmanam, Kramena Praliyante. So by in the right order, Kramena, right? So there are three types of karma. So Bija, I think I'll get the right exact shloka. Vishnu Bhakti Ratatmanam. Can someone search that shloka for me? I'm actually driving. But there are three types of karma: bija, prarabdha, and sanchita. Right. So all these things are destroyed consecutively. Vishnu Bhakti Ratatmana, who's attached. So Shanaihi Shanaihi. The point, the emphasis was Shanaihi Shanaihi. So gradually, step by step, one has to make progress. So how can one make progress? Shanaihi Shanaihi. Chant 2 rounds, chant 4 rounds, chant 8 rounds, chant 16 rounds. Gradually, Shanaihi Shanaihi. Not all of a sudden 16 rounds and then not chant for 3 months, 4 months. Not like that. Shanaihi Shanaihi. Gradually, incrementally. So we make small changes in our life and then it is easy. So Krishna is saying, Shanaihi Shanaihi Uparamet Buddhiya. So how to make progress? Krishna is using the word Buddhiya. Through intelligence. Buddhiya. With intelligence, we have to make progress. So one should not think I'll just give up intelligence and simply blindly follow someone. No. If you blindly follow someone, we can't make progress. So Buddhiya, Krishna wants us to use our intelligence. Buddhiya. And then what is the Buddhiya used for? Dhriti grihitaya. Dhriti. And this Buddhi must become so sharp. Dhriti. It must lead to the point of dhriti. What is the meaning of dhriti? Dhriti means determination. Firm conviction. This is called dhriti. Correct? So the purpose of hearing class, what is the purpose of hearing class? The purpose of hearing a class is to increase this determination, increase this fixity of purpose. Yes, all content, by hearing Bhagavatam class, by hearing from a pure devotee, what should happen? Buddhya. The intelligence must be discontent with all the media content. I was thinking about this. That people say, complain, I'm very attached to content of the media, right? Social media content. I'm very attached. How do you get out of that? How do we get out of social media content? The way is we must become discontent with that content. We must be able to present an opposing philosophy to whatever they are saying. We must become discontent. Whatever content you are posting on the internet, I'm discontent with that content. Why? Because it is actually a lie. Unless I feel like that, unless I feel discontent, unless I feel that they are all foolish. Unless I feel they are all foolish, how can one be detached from something? It's not possible. It is not possible. It's only possible to be detached from something when we understand its utter foolishness by its own swarupa. When we believe in its wiseness or attractiveness, then naturally we will be inclined to associate with those people or those things. So that is why Krishna is saying, Buddhiya dhriti grihitaya. Gradually we must understand the ephemerality of the nature of sense gratification if you want to make spiritual progress. Shanaihi Shanaihi. And only then the mind can become diverted. That's what Krishna is saying. Atma samstha manakritva. How can you turn the mind towards the self? Atma samstham. Katham bhavet. Katham bhavet. Buddhya dhriti grihitaya. The only way it happens is the intelligence must be fixed that this is the purpose of life. Anyone else who tells me any other way is actually foolish. Is foolish. And he himself does not know that. He's lying to me. So we must see through their foolishness and see through our foolishness to have believed their foolishness. You see what I'm saying? So unless the buddhi is fixed like this, buddhya dhriti grihitaya, it is determined, then atma samstham manakritva cannot. Atma samstham manakritva cannot happen. It's not possible. We'll be very, very sentimental. Right? And sentimental person cannot make progress in Krishna. Sentimental person. Sentimental person is called a Kanishtha Adhikari. Kanishtha Adhikari will fall down. There are three types of devotees, Kanishtha, Madhyama, and Uttama. A Madhyama Adhikari devotee does not fall down. I was just, someone asked me, like, does a Madhyama Adhikari devotee fall down? The answer is no. A Madhyama Adhikari devotee never falls down. Who's a Madhyama Adhikari devotee? He's completely convinced about the logic of what is what. Through the arguments of the scriptures, he's able to quote scriptural references against all apparitions of that appears like absolute truth, but it is not. This whole material world is trying to convince us that this is the absolute truth when something is not. This is the whole purpose. The whole world is like that. Someone tells you, you buy this home and you'll be happy. I'll build you this house in one year and you'll be happy. And this guy will not buy it. This guy will not build it, and after you get the house, you'll not be happy. He'll present it in such a way that this is the absolute thing. Absolute means what? You focus all your attention and put your money here and you'll become happy. You buy this insurance, you'll be happy. Put your child in the school, you'll be happy. This whole world is convincing us that you sell your life to this and you'll be happy. Or this is spiritual life. Some guru comes and tells this is spiritual life and tries to convince us this is spiritual life. But it is not. So the point is, knowledge means to understand a false representation of the absolute truth and the true representation of the absolute truth. Unless a person's intelligence has become so sharp to make this distinction, he'll be a sentimentalist or a Kanishtha Adhikari. A Madhyama Adhikari can weed out all misconceptions that a so-called spiritualist has or a materialist has. And that distinction is what makes him disciplined and his mind focused. How do you make your mind focused? Your intelligence must be able to see through the falsity and the ephemerality of what people are talking and what they're believing and their foolishness that comes thereof. And unless we are able to see through it, we can't actually be focused on the right thing. It's not possible because the mind manufactures so many right things every moment. Every moment it appears something is the right thing. So unless the intelligence, buddhya dhriti grihitaya, the intelligence is sharpened by the acts of spiritual knowledge received from the pure devotee and can see through the moham and is discontent with all the content of this world, then we can't actually fix our mind. It's not possible. It's not possible. Spiritual life is not possible for a sentimentalist. A sentimentalist cannot make progress. That's what Krishna is telling. Atma samstham manakritva na kinchidapi chintayet. Again, katham na kinchidapi chintayet. How is it possible? Katham bhavet. How will it become possible? Only when the intelligence is determined by spiritual knowledge. Buddhya. The most important word in the shloka is Buddhya, through the intelligence. That is why Shravanam is placed first in Bhakti. Why Shravanam is the first thing? Because that only sharpens the acts of intelligence. yes, I need to focus on Krishna. Who's Krishna? You see? So the intelligence must be sharpened. Sharp. So I'll stop here. Any questions or comments are welcome. Okay, devotees, thank you so much, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dharma pranams.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, question.
Uh-huh.
Have a minute. So
Mataji, I have a request. You ask very nice questions, but you ask when others are leaving. So you should ask when I ask questions. You should tell me you have questions, so others can also benefit from your wonderful question.
sounds good, Prabhuji. I don't know whether it's wonderful or not, but that's the contemplation here, Prabhuji. So sentimentalist, it's not you are being in the material world, leading, taking care of your duties. It's not easy to not to be sentimentalist. I mean, unless you are a sannyasi focused only on the scriptures and develop the depth of the knowledge, it is hard to get to that stage. At least that's my thought, Prabhuji. So it is, how do you
What is your understanding of sentimentalist?
So sentimentalist is where we get impacted by the ups and downs of life. We get perturbed, and we get not just perturbed with the material ups and downs, but also, it's like anything to do. Like, we have jara, vyadi, everything, right? You need money to exist. You need money to take care of everything around you, and then next comes the old age and the stages of life, right? Every stage of life you have challenges. In old age you have health challenges, you have and it's and for some of us, I don't know whether for some of us they call us a sandwich generation, where we're trying to manage our kids. And of course I have older kids, but and our elder generation, we kind of tend to get torn into million pieces, because we want to be everywhere. We want to be there for our brothers and sisters, want to be there for our parents, and of course our kids and things like that. And there are some situations where no matter how much money you get, you can't make things right. And I mean, basically, so there's a challenge in my family with health, with one of my cousins, and that's weighing down on me. I mean, he himself is a doctor, a well-established doctor, but he has a health challenge that's really weighing down on me and my mom. And so it's how do you not to be sent? I mean, he's
So
elderly.
that's why I'm saying, right, we have to slash our ignorance with the weapon of knowledge, right? So if we think, if we should not be satisfied being on the stage of duality, we should become disgusted by that stage. Okay, I mean, I could say reasons that I'm married or I'm single or I have kids, or like, I mean, I'm married, I'm with kids, I'm understanding the problem you're talking about. And that's how I also tell my mind, there are so many things I need to do. How do I overcome duality? It's very difficult. So I exactly hear you, because I'm going through the same thing. But at a certain point, see, the exam is pretty clear. I mean, I could say, after the exams results come out, I say my parents kept watching cricket matches and I got attracted by it. And, you didn't have cable TV in your house, or you studied well, or whatever. I could give all the reasons, but marks matter, and they have say in what college you get into. I mean, at the end of the day, uh, it comes and gets reflected in the marks we get, right? Simply speaking. So similarly, whatever we do, if we want to go back to Godhead, if we want to taste that pleasure, then we have to get out of this illusion and moham. This cannot make us happy. Okay. And if I don't do it this lifetime, I'll have to do it the next lifetime. Okay. Now, why should I waste my next 20, 25 years and with my mind making an excuse, I got married and I have 2, 3 kids? But so that's there. So somehow we have to get out of this wheel of cause and effect. The cause is that I'm in a certain circumstance. The effect is that I get very little time for spiritual life. And the cause of not having a lot of time is that I get waylaid into too many things and I get into duality. I go through suffering and misery and happiness and pain and so on. So it's an endless cycle. So at some point, I must forcefully get out of this loop, either by force, or either by knowledge, or by pain, or somehow or the other.
But it's a
So,
far-fetched idea, it seems, Prabhuji. What I am saying is, let me put it this way. So, uh, uh, of course, it takes lifetimes after lifetimes for us to get to a stage where we can be detached. Like we were just reading about.
no, we don't have to be detached. We just have to, like what you're doing wonderfully, you're reading very nicely all the books, right? So you just hear Srila Prabhupada more and more and more and more and more, and try to pay very close attention to that hearing. Okay, that would do it. Okay, if you pay close attention to that hearing and pay attention to that message, you'll get that spark that actually I don't belong here. That spark will shine through. Okay, we don't belong here. So kids or family or children, we won't be here. And of course, this is not so easy to get that knowledge. That's why I said we have to hear again and again and again, again and again, until that goes deep into our intelligence. So, but it's very effective. It's very effective. Um, um, and we have to become Madhyama Adhikari. We cannot be on the platform of sentimentalism. Sentimental means, where we like doing something, but we can't present a convincing argument to our own mind or others' minds of why we do what we do and whether we are doing it as intensely as we should. And why are we not able to do that? We don't know the answer for it, right? We don't have a clear roadmap on my own mind of where am I and where I need to go and why I'm here, like why I'm struggling. This clear answer is not there. That is a Kanishtha Adhikari. He's just going through the motions of life, devotional life, but he does not know why he's not making progress. He does not know what is progress looking like. So all these questions are very murky for him. It's a Kanishtha Adhikari. It's good. It's better than not being a devotee, but it doesn't make us transcend duality. Does it make sense?
It does, Prabhuji. It does. I mean, I think we really have to question is what you're saying. We really have
No,
to.
not question. We have to ascend to the Madhyama Adhikari platform. And to ascend to the Madhyama Adhikari platform, we have to become daring. We must not be scared. We must not be, what do you say, in our own cocoon and be happy with the little thing. No. We must be daring. We must be bold. We must be courageous. Right? I want it. That type of a spirit we must have. And only who's daring and like who's has got that solid faith, like I'm going to go into it. Let's do it. That type of a spirit, like Nike says, let's do it. So only then we are going to get it, right? If we are okay with mediocrity, then it's not going to be possible. Okay, we'll remain a Kanishtha Adhikari. And most people who go to these temples, Hindu Bindu temples, most of them are Kanishtha Adhikaris. They are very nice people, but they're Kanishtha Adhikaris. They are not able to transcend duality. They get bitten by miseries. And I'm also a Kanishtha Adhikari. I'm trying to become a Madhyama Adhikari, honestly speaking. But these are the conversations through which we actually realize the need to become a Madhyama Adhikari, right? So and transcend merely an emotional transitory connection to Krishna without a sustaining principle that upholds it. So so the transitory emotions will not suffice. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Beautifully said, Prabhuji. That really does make sense. I think you're trying to dilly-dally the whole concept of trying to get to that next level of spirituality and the strength that we need to gain to be there. Yeah, so we can't dilly-dally with that. It's like, yeah, you have to kind of.
Yeah, the moham has to break, Mataji. The whole dilly-dallying is because of moham only. Moha means bewildered fascination for something that is so useless, right? So until that fascination stays, that infatuation stays, so that infatuation takes different forms. When we are young, it takes the form of sex, the opposite gender impressing, all that, and with children, with toys. So the infatuation is staying in different forms. Okay, that infatuation is basically foolish, right? There is no reason to be so infatuated with anything of this world. right? And we have to realize it by seeing that reality of the lack of substance. And only if we see that lack of substance, which we get through knowledge, right? Then you see, oh, I'm so foolish, right? How worthy is it, right? So that's what I'm saying. So the whole thing lies in moham. Everything is born of moham, right? So cut moham where it like that's where the the problem lies. Moham. Nirmana moham jitasanga dosham adhyatma deepam atidirshatam tamo andham. Sorry, nirmana moha jitasanga dosha. Sorry, and what is it? Forgot that shloka, 15.5. So jitasanga dosham. So jitasanga dosham. We have to become freed from this sanga dosham. This material world is making us associate with it again and again. This is sanga dosham. One has to become jitasanga dosham. One has to overcome it. How? Nirmana moham. One must become free from manam and moham. Right? If one is not freed from manam and moham, one cannot be free from the dosham of sangha. Right? And this whole material suffering is because of sangha dosham. We have associated somehow with this material world, and by that association, we are suffering repeatedly, and we don't know what is causing our suffering, and that's the moham. So this moham has to be cut asunder ruthlessly. And unless it is cut ruthlessly, this guy is a pesky idiot. I mean, he'll again and again come back and torture me, actually. Right? So one should never be merciful to the material mind. You see? So that's why I'm saying this moham can be cut only by the mercy of the spiritual master. And the mercy of the spiritual master is actually his harsh words of reality. His harsh words of reality is the mercy of the spiritual master. So anyone who's not prepared to hear such harsh words and transform his life on the basis of that, he doesn't want the mercy of the spiritual master actually. He simply wants to be cheated more and more so that he could stay in this material world and enjoy the so-called pains and pleasures. You see? So that's the medicine. The medicine is the harsh words, right? Bhagavata mentions this. I got disconnected, I think.
That's okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, please, Prabhuji. Yeah.
No, that's what. So when did I get disconnected? Right now? Or?
I think just a couple minutes ago, 30 seconds ago, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the summary, Mataji. I hope that answers your question.
It does, Prabhuji. It's basically you have to really be bold to get that moham out of your system, right? I mean, it is.
Yes.
So, I mean, you don't have to suffer. I mean, it's most of the times the thought is the one that causes the suffering, right? It's
not the thought. The ignorance is what causes suffering. Right? Bad thoughts are coming because of ignorance.
One thing that I would like to add, Mataji, something that Jai Prabhu told me, and it has helped me a lot. I mean, being a daughter and being a mother, it's very, very, very difficult to cut that moham. And Jai Prabhu told me that, treat other parents as your parents and treat other kids as your kids. In that, I think it has helped me greatly. It just, reduces your attachment, the way you see other kids and other people's parents. If you, try to have the same bhav in your, mind, it greatly reduces your attachment to your own kids and your own parents and your own loved ones, and so what you're basically doing is, you're taking care of, like you said, your cousin is sick, so
I mean, he has a family, he has kids who are married and all that, but he's the person we all go to, right? Because he himself is a cardiologist and he's retired and all that, and everything, his life is at a stage where everything is, all he's done with his responsibilities and all that. His wife is taking care of him. But for us, it's very hurting to see him go through pain because he's one of those people who's very abstract in life. He's so level-headed and down to earth. For him,
Yeah.
money, profession, nothing matters. He's a person like that. He gives himself when he's serving somebody, and
Yeah.
when he himself is going through pain. It's hard for my mom and me to comprehend. I mean, it's that soul, and why is this soul suffering? I mean, that's what's kind of is a struggle for us to understand. I mean, if I go be with him, it's not going to go, the pain is not going to go away. But my prayers to God is, why are you making making him go through the pain? He does not, nobody deserves it, no matter what. Nobody deserves the pain, but he has been there for so many people, and he is in pain.
Yeah.
That's the struggle for us to understand, Mataji. That's the struggle for us,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the Bhagavatam mentions this one. Asat Sainya, right? Even, I mean, the soldiers are there to protect the kingdom. But the soldiers themselves are fallible soldiers at the end of the day, right? So that's like, so I was going through some sickness before. So, like I'm the one who's the man of the house, who does this, does that. But you see, but I cannot. I mean, so I'm a fallible soldier, right? Sometimes we think husband is my this, my that, but husband is a fallible soldier. He's not like a real, what to say. He's not. He cannot be trusted, right? Nor the husband, nor the children. So the whole material experience is to teach us that everyone is fallible. Only Krishna can be depended on, and that's exactly what's happening, right? So so the material body cannot be trusted. Anyone's material body, a good person's material body or a bad person's material body, none of these bodies can be really trusted in its real sense, right? So that's what the Bhagavatam is talking again and again and again and again. And that's what we have to do, right? We have to talk about the bold reality. Sometimes, of course, we say that, oh, I'm so sorry to hear, I'll pray for him and all that. Okay, that's what you say. I mean, I would say that's not the real deal, right? You can pray, but what? But pray for what? We should pray that we get this knowledge that this is what is going to happen as long as we are in the material. But that should be our prayer. But sometimes we make it like a cult, right? Oh, I'll pray for you. You pray for what? Pray that this material body is comfortable and nice. But how do we know? Like, what is the guarantee? Right? If we pray that again, it will not happen again, right? And so we should we should go beyond this sentimental spirituality, right? I'll pray for your I'll pray for your nice material adjustment that you do in this material world. You pray for my nice material adjustment, and let's pray for each other, and let's smile at each other, and one day we die. I mean, it's nice, it's good, it's better being kind materially than to be unkind materially. But that's not the solution to the problem we can face. It won't solve anything at the end of the day, right? So this is Siddhi Baat. So we should understand that all these prayers and words of comfort and all that. You see, let's get to the business. So unless we take this type of a mentality, this is Bhagavatam's mentality, right? Bhagavatam's mentality is not that you pray for me, I'll pray for you. Let's, your children will stay safe, my children will stay safe. Your husband will live a long life, my husband will live a long life. Not the type of a spirituality or a religious thing, right? Let anything happen, and that's what will happen in this material world. I do not know what I have done in the past, and no one knows what everyone has done in the past, right? So we have to become bold and face it. Not that the sentimental spirituality of I'm okay, you are okay, let's be nice, and okay, good. But this has to go away. You see? So, and unless this goes away, we won't become, like I was saying, the bold, courageous, daring persons we have to become, right? So yeah, I mean, I know it's like a little heavy, but that's what we have to
No,
do.
I mean, it's a reality, Prabhuji. I mean, it's just that it's the reality, I guess. We have to get to that stage. It's the reality. So.
No, there's no stage. I mean, we have to see this. So even speaking about this so openly is so relieving. You see, so so because it's the truth. I mean, there is no resistance, because any resistance to truth causes pain, right? So why resist truth? Correct. This is the truth. Embrace it. Yes, I'm done. So embrace it. The more we resist it, the more we have to be in pain. Is it not? So we have to read Bhagavad. That's why I said, right? Srila Prabhupada speaks. That's the thing about Prabhupada, right? Speak straight truth, slap on the face, right? And that's what we need. Not the gentle smiles of a bearded guru. No, I don't need that, right? I need a tight slap, right? So that's what I need for my Kanishtha Adhikaritva, right? So only if one hears from Srila Prabhupada, one can become, or devotees like Srila Prabhupada, who is following in his footsteps, pure Bhagavata, he can become a Madhyama Adhikari. All the dilly-dallying, all the softies, all the false sentimentalists who are so-called devotees will all fall out in this process. They won't be able to sustain. They'll be bewildered by the dualities of this world, right? They will follow some bhakti and they'll get sukriti, and that sukriti will get them a nice material body in the next lifetime, or they'll go to Swarga. But they cannot go back to Godhead, right? The reason is they're still on the platform of sentimentality, right? So like I said, like, you pray for me, I'll pray for you. Let's, like, of course, praying for each other to progress spiritually is one thing. But see, we must develop some dispassion, right? Dispassion. Little, I don't want this. I'm done. This feeling has to come. And until this comes, it's just, cheating ourselves. Yeah. And this is very easy to get, actually. It's very easy to get. And the way to get it is you have to hear from someone who's already on that platform. Yeah.
That's so true. So true, Prabhuji. The more we hear, the more we read the scriptures, I think the more we get to the understanding and make it simple on ourselves. I think it.
Yeah, hear from a pure devotee, digest his emotion, digest his passion for truth. So you have to digest his passion for truth. And unless we should be affected by the truth. We should be affected by his passion for truth. And that's what is going to cause dispassion. We are passionate about illusion. Right?
God, illusion from my point. Illusion. I know it's the illusion. Accept the truth and the illusion. I mean, we are.
Yeah, I mean, no one is my husband, no one is my wife, no one is my children. We should come to this realization. We should be realizing this every moment. We don't even realize it once in a day. How can we go back to Godhead? Right? And everyone will die. And I won't die. I'm eternal. And no one can be a real friend of anyone in this material world, because we are all being carried by the tides of our karma. So, and the only real friend is Krishna. So this we must realize openly and state it. Yes, this is the truth. Right? Let me surrender to that person, who's beyond the changes of birth, death, disease, old age, all forms of change. One who lies beyond this. Let me surrender to that supreme person. You see. So only then we can taste the supreme bliss. If you're not ready to embrace this truth, we are satisfied by our sentimental pseudo bhakti, then it's not possible. Yeah, because today, I mean, I'm stressing on this. I'm going a little longer. I mean, it's already 9:56. But Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Prabhupada's guru, actually left this world early because he thought, I have actually given initiation to a lot of Kanishtha Adhikaris. He said, and he couldn't stay further. Right? So he left because there are too many Kanishtha Adhikaris around me. I cannot be here. And he left this world. So Prabhupada's guru himself said that, I cannot stay here anymore. Right? Too many Kanishtha Adhikaris have surrounded me. He said like that. And he left this world. See, so it's very easy to be a Kanishtha Adhikari. Right? And we should not be so. Right? That's the point. Okay.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Dandavat Pranam, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.